Welcome! Today, we're diving deep into one of the most practical and honestly insightful chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 17. It gives us this incredible psychological framework for understanding ourselves, our actions, and pretty much everyone around us by breaking it all down into three distinct modes. It's really a guide to human nature.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. Think of it as our roadmap. We'll kick things off with a single question that really sets the whole thing in motion. From there, we'll get into the three core natures that Krishna reveals. Then, and this is the really cool part, we'll see how these natures show up in our everyday lives, from the food we crave to the way we give to others. We'll also explore three types of self-discipline and a powerful three-word code that can totally transform our actions. And all of this leads us to the final, powerful verdict.
All right, so let's get started. Our entire journey into this chapter begins with a question. The whole thing is basically one long, detailed answer to a single, really profound dilemma posed by the warrior Arjuna.
And here it is, straight from the text. Arjuna asks Krishna, "Hey, what about those people who worship with genuine faith, but they don't follow the scriptures by the letter? Where do they stand?" He's trying to figure out if their faith is considered good or passionate or just plain ignorant. It's a fantastic question, and one that feels just as relevant now as it did thousands of years ago.
Yeah, this really boils it down to something we can all understand, right? Can you be a truly spiritual person without following all the established rules and rituals? It's not just some abstract philosophical idea. For a lot of us, this is a real, personal question. It's that classic tension between having an authentic, heartfelt faith and just going through the motions.
So how does Krishna respond to this? Well, he doesn't just give a simple yes or no. Of course not. Instead, he lays out this incredibly powerful framework that helps us understand not just this specific question, but pretty much all of human action and motivation. This is where we really get into the heart of the chapter. The key concept we need to grasp is Shraddha. Now, this often gets translated as faith, but it is so much more than just belief. Think of Shraddha as your spiritual DNA. It's your deep, inherent nature, the very substance of who you are. It's less about what you choose to believe and more about what you fundamentally are. And this Shraddha, this spiritual DNA of ours, is molded by what the Gita calls the three gunas, or the modes of nature. This table lays them out perfectly. First, you've got sattva, the mode of goodness, purity, and harmony. Then there's rajas, the mode of passion, ambition, and activity. And finally, you have tamas, the mode of ignorance, inertia, and darkness. Think of them like three different lenses that color how we see the world. And notice how each mode naturally gravitates toward worshiping different kinds of beings. It's a direct reflection of their inner state.
And this verse just hits the nail on the head. A person is made of their faith. Whatever one's faith is, that indeed they are. To put it in today's terms, you are what you believe. It's that simple. Your core nature, your Shraddha, literally shapes the entire course and quality of your life.
Okay, so this whole framework of the three gunas might sound a little abstract, but here's where Krishna makes it super practical. He shows us exactly how these three modes of nature influence every single thing we do, starting with the food we put on our plates.
Let's start with food, something we all get. Look at the sattvic diet. It promotes health, vitality, think fresh, wholesome, juicy foods. Then you have the rajasic diet, which is all about intense flavors, super salty, sour, spicy stuff that can actually cause pain and disease. And the tamasic diet, well, that's the stuff we should probably steer clear of. Stale, rotten, leftover food. It's amazing how clearly our food choices can reflect our inner state.
Now let's apply this to sacrifices or rituals. A sattvic sacrifice is something you do simply because it's your duty, with zero expectation of getting something back. A rajasic sacrifice, though, is all about the reward. It's done for show, for personal gain. And a tamasic one, that's just chaos. No rules, no faith, no proper process at all. It all comes down to your motivation.
And we see the exact same principle with charity. Sattvic giving is pure. You give because it's the right thing to do, to the right person, at the right time, and you expect nothing in return. Rajasic giving is more like a transaction. You're giving, but you're doing it grudgingly or because you want something back. And tamasic giving is just awful. It's giving with contempt to the wrong person at the wrong time. Again, the intention is everything.
Okay, building on that, let's talk about tapas, or austerity. Now, don't let the word scare you. This isn't about self-punishment. In the Gita, it's presented as this powerful three-part discipline that involves our body, our speech, and our mind. First up is the austerity of the body.
This is all about our physical actions, things like showing respect to teachers and wise people, being clean and honest, and of course, practicing nonviolence. Think of it as bringing discipline and harmony to your physical existence.
Next, we have the austerity of speech. This one is huge. It's about using our words wisely, speaking in a way that is truthful, pleasant, and actually helpful to others. The goal is to use your words as a force for good, not to stir up trouble or cause harm.
And finally, we get to the root of it all, the mind. Austerity of the mind means cultivating serenity, gentleness, self-control, and purity in our thoughts. Because really, if your mind isn't in check, the other two disciplines are almost impossible to maintain for long.
But here's the twist, and it's a big one. Even these amazing practices of austerity are judged by why you're doing them. As you can see here, if you do them with pure faith for a higher purpose, that's sattvic. If you do them to get respect and honor, they become rajasic. And if you do them out of stubbornness or to hurt someone, they're tamasic. It's not what you do, it's why you do it.
So after hearing about this whole system, you might be thinking, okay, is there any way to make sure my actions are on the right track, to rise above all this? And the answer is a resounding yes. Krishna gives us this amazing tool, a 3-word code that can sanctify any action and lift it onto a higher plane.
That code, that secret mantra is Om Tat Sat. Each word here has a very specific job to do. Together, they connect our actions, our sacrifices, our charity, our discipline to the absolute truth.
Let's break it down. Om is the beginning. It's the invocation. By starting any significant act with Om, you're essentially consecrating it, aligning it with the divine right from the get-go. Next is Tat, which literally means that. This word is a powerful check on our ego. It's a reminder to perform the action selflessly, without any desire for personal reward, but for the sake of that, absolute reality. It's all about letting go of the outcome.
And finally, Sat. This word represents reality, goodness, and truth. It affirms that the action itself is auspicious and real. And any kind of steadfastness or devotion in these practices is also called Sat, because it's grounded in something true and eternal. And that, my friends, brings us full circle. We started with Arjuna's question about faith. We've journeyed through the 3 modes of nature, the 3 kinds of discipline, and this sacred code of Om Tat Sat. Now we're finally ready to hear Krishna's final, powerful answer.
And here it is. Whatever is offered, given, or performed without faith is called asat. What's asat? It means unreal, non-existent, worthless. Krishna's message is crystal clear. Faith, that shraddha, is the one absolutely essential ingredient. Without it, any ritual, any charity, any discipline, no matter how perfectly it follows the rules, is ultimately empty. The real measure of our actions isn't how they look on the outside, but the quality of the faith that drives them from within. A powerful idea to leave you with.